offseason, working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded just inside the 30.
Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back.
And the Bears take over.
Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
He's been in a pretty good groove. They actually have more yards on the ground than through the air, but both have been good, pretty balanced.
And have we ever met a coach when we've talked to him before a game that hasn't mentioned wanting to be balanced?
No, because then you've got both sides hitting the defense. They don't know what to expect, right?
It really helps your play calling because now you're in a position where you're confident in either one, either aspect of the game. Dial it up and let it go. And so far, that's allowed them to lead.
Absolutely. Have the lead here in the 2nd quarter.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields.
Caught right side is Jeffrey. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb.
108 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
From the 38,
Fields.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Bashaud Breeland.
And the Vikings will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man here is Conklin. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now Gallman. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Here's Cousins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
They'll throw over the middle, taken in.
And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Fields.
There's Mooney with another catch. 7 yards the pickup there.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Fields.
Open man is Higbee, the tight end.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Now a first down throw. Fields.
That's caught left side. It's Higbee, the tight end. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
On first down, it's Fields.
It's brought in by Jeffrey. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Fields throwing again.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson. His 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Bears are able to add on to their first half lead.
Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
Santos with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Check, 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 check. 44 is the mark.
Play action now. Cousins. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
From the gun, here's Fields. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal.
Back to throw. Fields.
And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson. As the first half is winding down.
And the Bears will extend their lead here just before halftime.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was the Dolphins who were able to pick up the victory at home. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in their ball game as they...
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You completed 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Gets this one to his running back, Wayne Gallman. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Gallman. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. To throw, Cousins. And he'll drop it underneath to Gallman. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they're going to face a 3rd down. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And this is caught at the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A huge play there for Chicago.
Well, it's easy to make a case that Alshon Jeffrey loves to run the post pattern. And the guy throwing the ball to him loves him running it. Right in his sight lines. Great catch radius. He can stick the ball up there, and he can go out and get it.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Fields. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears! Allen Robinson
with his third touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year.
And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL, because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. The Vikings head out to take over once again.
They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Handoff here to Nwangu.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Dee Ford has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. This is taken at the 18. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. I'm coming after you, I'm coming after you.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Fields. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Graham. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
On first down, Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
Room here to run. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
To the air again, Fields.
And he's got it. Touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bears add on.
Brandon, remind me again, this is a rookie quarterback we're seeing?
A rookie indeed.
I mean, because my eyes are telling me something I'm having trouble believing. 5 touchdown passes. He's thrown 5 in this game. Are you kidding me?
Santos with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
And the Vikings now heading on to the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Cousins now.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They have punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
On the run is Nwangu.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Nwangu going to get it on the counter.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. To throw is Cousins.
to Jefferson on the slant. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I will hear about that from him soon.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure
and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Dee Ford in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here's Jordan Berry now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
And the numbers for the last drive, and he was perfect, which maybe isn't surprising because he has not missed a pass in this game yet.
And it lets you know just how precise things have to be for a quarterback to be perfect, because that means the line's blocking really well. No one's dropping any of the passes thrown to them, and the quarterback is accurate. It's almost like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, isn't it? He's the principal guy, but he needs a lot of help.
Time to find out if he can keep that perfect game going here, partner. From the 27, Fields. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Chubb will get the call, running left, pushes past him, shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
146 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Fields on 1st down. Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 6 yards left on 2nd down.
We got 4. We got 4.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Right there, 54 Mike.
They run it again with Chubb. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
Now Cousins. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent.
First down, here's Cousins. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From just shy of midfield, Cousins. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Dee Ford racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Throwing is Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing.
In the win column for the Chicago Bears. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Bears, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home